hear it all the time. You've fallen off the wagon, you lost all motivation, you don't know where to start because you've got to be that all or nothing, right? You have the all or nothing mentality because trust me, that's me. I'm a perfectionist. I love being in control, and when I lose that sense of control, it can be so overwhelming. It's like the weight of my responsibilities kind of weighs me down. And so instead of just standing back up and keep going, I put that pressure on myself, like, well, you ate junk food, so you can't do this and this and this because you've already failed. And I don't know if that's you, but if it is, please drop a heart because I'm hoping that I can connect with somebody, right? All the time, we start a health and fitness journey. We start a diet, and we're doing so good, and then that first hurdle comes, and it knocks us down, and then we throw in the towel because, well, we weren't perfect, so we've got to stop. Well, I've fallen off because of the holidays. Well, life got hard and I let my bad habits in, and I'm just not drawing the line in the sand. The thing that I want to remind you this morning is that there is no on or off. You only have one life. So you're either on or you're not trying. And if you're not trying, that's okay, but it's important to address it, to recognize it. And for me, that's where I'm at. I have been so stressed out, just so full of the weight of my responsibilities that I haven't been taking care of myself. I haven't been eating enough. I've been reaching for the sweets, and Halloween did not help. All this candy on my counter is making me crazy. And yesterday, as I was on mini candy bar number like 500, or at least I felt like, I was like, are you really going to do this to yourself? Are you really going to continue to choose to not bless you? And then I think, well, if I'm not perfect, if I had one mess up, why keep trying to make healthier decisions when I can just enjoy all the candy? But the problem with that thinking is that's self-sabotage. That's us telling ourselves we don't deserve it. When in fact, you do deserve to bless your body. You do deserve to make good decisions. Not because you have to be perfect. Trust me, I will never be that person who says you have to be perfect. I'm about some pizza. I love me a margarita. I love junk food. It just is part of it. But it's important to recognize when you've gotten into the bad habits of feeding yourself out of emotions, out of boredom, out of self-sabotage, or if what you're eating, for example, the pizza and the margarita, is actually something that's going to help you or bless you, right? So for me, I say that because for me, date nights with my husband, us getting to have a drink together and just relaxing and laughing, that is so worth the margarita. But if I'm just sitting at my house bored and I'm like, let's mix up a margarita, that's not blessing me, right? That's turning to that drink as a way to solve whatever issue it is I'm going through. Turning to that candy bar to fix my own problems. So I understand. Maybe you've fallen off. Maybe you feel like you failed yourself. Maybe you feel like you need to throw in the towel. The thing is, there's no wrong time to start back up. There is no theoretical wagon that you're just gonna fall off, right? Maybe you're dragging behind for a while, but this is your life and you're still going. As long as you're breathing, as long as you're here on this earth, you have the opportunity and the decision to say, okay, I'm going to make changes. And that was me. Last night, I said, okay, this is how I'm treating my body, but I know that that's not going to bless me. And I know if I continue down this path, it's going to make all my emotions worse. So what are those things that I can do, right? Because when you get into a new healthy habit or a new diet or a new nutrition plan or these new standards of the person you want to become, it can be overwhelming because, well, you got to move your body and you still got to take care of your mom responsibilities and your wife responsibilities and your job responsibilities. And as a whole, it can be super overwhelming because you got to eat your veggies and you got to say no to carbs and you got to put away the sugar and you got to drink more water, right? Like that can be super, super overwhelming. But what if instead of looking at it as a whole, what if we pick just one thing, one simple step that you can take? I think we often underestimate the power of one decision, the power of one change, the power of one thing. If you haven't read The Compound Effect yet, I highly, highly recommend it. It is amazing. And it is a thing that really has helped me kind of embrace this thought process. The power of the one. Because it's one simple step that if you do it consistently and create a habit, it's going to make huge changes. Hello, that's how I've created the life that I live today. One simple step. So, my failure has been I'm not blessing my body with healthy foods. I'm reaching for the sugar and I'm not eating enough. So what can I do today to set the standard and draw the line in the sand? My promise to myself this week is no sugar. That means no candy, no artificial sugars. Does that mean cut out all the fruits out of my life? No. Natural sugars are great for your body. Your body needs that stuff to actually perform properly. But I don't need Snickers. I don't need ice cream. I don't need all of the junk food I've been giving myself. So the line that I'm drawing in the sand today and this week is no sugars. And I'm making sure that I drink my water, which is something I was already doing. But those two things, those two simple actions, are the promise I'm going to keep to myself, the standard I'm setting for me and where I want to go. Why? Because every single day that I show up for that promise, every single day that I say no to the sugar, it's going to empower me. It's going to make me more confident. And when I'm faced with the counter full of candy when I go upstairs, I'm going to ask myself, okay, is this what your best self would do? Is eating that candy bar keeping that promise you made to yourself? Because trust me, if you keep any promises, the ones you make to you are the most important. So I would love to know maybe what your struggle was this past week, but instead, what is that standard? What is the promise you want to make to yourself that you want to keep for this entire week? Just 7 days, 1 day at a time. Because there's no on or off. You're either trying or you're not. Doesn't have to be perfect. It may not be beautiful, but every single day you get the opportunity and the choice to show up for where you want to go. Today I want to encourage you. Pick one thing that you can do this week to better your life in 1 week from now. Happy Monday. I'll talk to you soon.